Hey guys, Mike Cruz here, and I got the chance to go see Aloha a little early, and so I want to tell you if it is or is not the summer movie of 2015. Aloha is the new movie written and directed by Cameron Crowe, starring Bradley Cooper, Emma Stone, Rachel McAdams, John Krasinski, Bill Murray, Alec Baldwin, etc., etc. It's got like everybody in it, and it takes place in Hawaii. In fact, this movie was called the Untitled Cameron Crowe Hawaii movie for like 5 years. And Cameron Crowe was at the screening. He seemed to take this movie very personally. And it does feel that way. It feels like a very personal movie. And he said that it was sort of a love letter to Hawaii. It does feel that way. It's very small, and it does discuss sort of it does have a feeling of the culture and the land and the people in ways that movies that take place in Hawaii don't usually take the time to consider. So that's something that I found really positive about the movie. I personally have sort of a soft spot for Pacific Island movies because I lived in the Pacific for 2 years, and so it has a kind of feel that's very familiar to me, and I really enjoyed it. And I really appreciated that they took the time to really sort of delve into the people there and the space. The performances were good. Okay. It's really hard for me to talk about this movie because I don't know how to rate it. Because I think that as a movie on an objective level, I think Cameron Crowe maybe forgot how to make them. It's not very good. It's not a very good movie because tonally it's all over the place. It switches from comedy to drama to melodrama to sort of a fantasy children's story at the drop of a hat, sometimes in the middle of a sentence, in the way it's delivered by the actors. So that is very strange. The logic of the movie kind of falls apart. There's a running joke about John Krasinski's character not being a very verbal character, and Bradley Cooper as another man on being able to sort of understand the social and body language cues from him so they can have like a nonverbal conversation. And that's a funny running joke, but there also seems to be some sort of telepathic ability that crosses everyone in this movie because everyone is capable of communicating with each other through just like stares and looks. And so there's these weird long moments where people will be like, and you're like, what? It just happened. Like, huge interpersonal issues are discussed literally through people looking at each other and telepathically communicating their feelings and then having giant revelations and then communicating them back to the other person. And it doesn't make any sense. And it's funny in the running joke, but then there's other moments where it's a dramatic moment in a drama and it doesn't make sense. And it kind of just feels like Cameron Crowe read a bunch of reviews of his last couple of movies that said he was too melodramatic and too sappy and saccharine for like a modern audience. And so instead of being less sappy and saccharine, he's just like, I'm just going to cut out the sappy and saccharine dialogue and replace it with emotional looks. And then people will be okay. Right? No, that doesn't make any sense, Cameron Crowe. It doesn't make any sense. Writing's all over the place. Acting is all over the place. There's scenes where these actors are great. Rachel McAdams is great pretty much the whole time. But there's scenes where all of these actors are like shining stars. And there's other scenes where they're just talking words. And you're like, what are you doing? The cinematography is kind of clunky. The storytelling is clunky. It's emotionally a mess. Tonally a mess. As a film, I think I give it like a C-, maybe a D+. It's not a complete failure, but it's weirdly incompetent. The issue I run into is that I still really liked it, and I don't know why. Maybe I was in a really overly sentimental, it's super sentimental and saccharine and what you expect of Cameron Crowe these days, and maybe I was just in the mood for like gush, but it made me feel really good. And I loved the portrayal of Hawaii. I think emotionally it's a very feel-good movie. I think if you go see it with like your grandma's gonna f***ing love it, right? You're gonna come out and be like, what the f***? But your grandma's gonna f***ing love it. And I think maybe I was in grandma mode because part of me just felt really satisfied by it. And like, I just liked seeing these like fun, interesting characters interact, and I felt like the message of it in terms of like making personal decisions that support who you want to be versus who you can be or what would support you financially, but like remembering that like that person you dreamed of being when you were a kid and being that person and living up to those values. I think that's like a really beautiful message to put into this interpersonal drama in this beautiful place. And that affected me. And so I think that part's a success. But I don't think that most people that go see this movie will be affected that way. They'll just be going, what the f***, Cameron Crowe? So that's my review. It's a movie that I loved for some weird reason that I don't understand. And you'll probably hate it, so wait for it on DVD or VOD and watch it on a rainy Sunday afternoon. Subscribe to CineFix for more awesome movie content. Like and comment below if you've seen the movie. I want to know what you guys thought. Did you weirdly like it even though it's not very good? Or did you really understand how it is? And is Cameron Crowe over? Did he forget how to make a movie? I miss him. Maybe Emma Stone's just too f***ing lovable. Right? Maybe that's it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I liked it. But she's just so cute. She's so cute. Oh, look at her.